Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another photography video. Now, something special has happened for me. The last time that I was doing this, we were 800 odd subscribers, 850 something like that subscribers, and I had basically 2 months off making videos. And what videos you have seen from me for the last month or so, because I haven't posted in about a month, has stuff that I had recorded when I was in lockdown. I was really struggling, I have to admit that, really struggling to do anything photography related. I really needed a break from it, so I've taken a break from it, and I'm back now, really excited to be back. I really sort of urgently want to get on and do stuff. As it turns out, the really good thing about that is that we've now reached 1,000 subscribers on the channel. Now, that probably doesn't mean a lot to you, but to me, that's amazing. I never thought we would get to that point so quickly. I know it's been a year and a half, I think, maybe just a little bit longer than that, but still, God, it's remarkable. Absolutely remarkable that so many people have clicked on my videos and gone, yeah, okay, I'll follow that. I really appreciate it. I just really do. So this video is by way of a 1,000 subscriber special. And what we're going to be doing today is jumping over into Lightroom and into Photoshop. And I am going to show you my super secret tip to photo stacking macro shots. Let's jump over into Lightroom right now, and we'll take this from the top. Okay, so what I've got here is the picture of the amaryllis that I did a few videos back. And I'd never done a video on how I'd edited this at all. I just kind of left it as is. But what I wanted to show you here is a really, really quick and easy way to stack these things together. Now here, if I show you the full library that I've got here, I've got 80 odd shots. And the fact is, if you go through all of these shots, if I do this in develop mode, you'll see a lot of these shots are the same, or they look exactly the same. You and I probably both know that the focus is very slowly throughout each one. But the depth of field was such that I don't need the majority of these photos at all. I can choose, I'm going to choose the one I think has got the best. I think this is the second one. I'm going to choose this one as kind of the best option. And then I'm going to count along 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until we get to one, the next one, and you can see we've got all the sharpness here. Then we'll count along 5 again, and that's a different shot. Oh, that's my finished shot. That's why. So we'll go 6 to that one. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to that one. Got the bit focused up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Get focus on this back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's actually got the background in focus, so we don't need to go that far because having that blurred background is nice. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take. I think that one was maybe. I think we were there, weren't we? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. That as the last image. Now we're going to count back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know this seems like a long-winded way of doing it, but trust me, the amount of strain that you would put on your computer if you tried to stack those 81 images together is just too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to select those images, and now we are going to put just those images into Photoshop. So right click, we are going to edit in, open as layers in Photoshop. And I'm just going to pause at this point so we're not hanging around whilst you're waiting for a load of different layers to load into Photoshop, which is not a fun thing to do, I can tell you. Okay, so there we are. We've got our layers in, and now, instead of trying to edit 80-odd pictures, we're editing 5 of them, and that was all that we needed in the first place. So we're going to take that, we're going to do what we normally do to this, auto-align layers, and let Photoshop do its thing, because you will get focus breathing, even with the best quality macro lenses, you'll get focus breathing. So our layers are aligned. Now edit, auto blend layers, stack images. So we want seamless tones and colors and content aware fill, and then OK. And then you just let Photoshop do the rest of the thing. The reason that I'm doing it like this is because I quite like the idea of having this bracketed focusing. So a few weeks back, I showed you how to do macro stacked shots using the camera's internal focusing thing. But in order to get the full range of stuff, you needed to take those 80 shots. And of course, you didn't actually need those 80 shots in order to get a completely sharp image. But to actually focus this yourself would be really difficult. Now, this is already done. It didn't take very long at all. And you can see it's done a pretty good job of it. Now, there's probably a few issues here and there. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. We can go around. Actually, it's done a pretty good job. It's done a pretty good job. But you can see that down here, for example, where there's less texture in the thing, and you will need to sort that out because that's important. But in general, I think this is done really well. It's certainly done well around here, I think. Certainly along most of this stuff. Now, there's a problem up here. Clearly, the thing that you need to do on something like this is to clone it out, or clone stamp it out. So you grab your clone stamp there. Why can't it do that? Alt click to define a source. That's why. Do that. And then start painting in the bits that you're cloning. Not always easy to do, and it doesn't always work, but it's worth having a go at this because when it does work, it's fantastic. And it solves that problem. And it really, you're just cleaning up everything that Photoshop did miss, because Photoshop's good, but it's not perfect. You can also go in and to these masks and alter the actual masks themselves. You can turn that off and you can see what part of the pictures are made up by what layer of the thing. But largely actually using the clone and heal takes a long time to do, but you'll actually get a better result in the long run. So that's it. That's my big tip. You don't need to do every single flower. You can just rely on doing sort of 1 or 2. And what it's given me at the end of it are these 3 images, which it didn't take me as long to do as I thought. And yet I'm really, really pleased with the way that they turned out. I thought it was brilliant. I really enjoy it. You know, I think it's a great photo. But again, you know, I've left some of the things in there. You know, here, for example, I made the choice that I didn't want this leaf in the background to be part of the whole thing. I just wanted the I've done something wrong there. There we go. I just wanted the flower in focus. I didn't need these leaves in the background in focus. And that's something that when you've got all of those images, those 80-odd images, you can choose that yourself. You can say, actually, I just want this bit or I just want that bit. When you don't have that, then it becomes more of a problem. And, you know, the issue that you've got when you're focus stacking something like this, if you are constantly focusing the camera manually, which is largely what you have to do, is that you can invariably knock it, especially when you're doing macro and something which is, you know, a really big in your screen is actually really tiny in real life. If you knock the camera just a touch, then you can decimate your whole shot, you know. So having the camera do all of that for you is, I think, a really good idea. But just because the camera's taken 80-odd photos doesn't mean that you need to take 80 odd photos. That's it for this particular video. This has been a pretty short one, and I do apologise for that. But next week I am going out. I am going to explore the Malvern Hills, and you are going to see some photos that I've not released anywhere yet. I am really, really pleased with, and it was so nice to be back outside and so nice to be back in the field. Once again, thank you so much for everybody who's subscribed to this channel. Thank you for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. I want to reach more because I want to do more. And if you can help with that at all, then it would be absolutely brilliant. Share these videos with people that you think might benefit from them. If you liked this video, please click on the little thumbs up button, because all of that interaction really helps. If you have any questions about what we've done today, then please ask them in the comments, or any comments about what we've been doing. Then again, please just ask, and I'll respond as soon as I can. And if it's a good enough question, then I'll probably make another video about it. But until then, thanks ever so much for coming along. And of course, if you haven't done already, do subscribe, because you'll be joining 1,000 other people who are clearly very happy with being subscribers to my channel. I'll see you next time, and until then, don't forget, keep taking those photos. Bye bye.